Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here. Welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. Alright, today's video we're going to talk about Claudia. Alright, you guys might not be aware, I hope you guys are aware of this by now. Claudia was the next announced character. They even have a trailer released for her. Alright, so they announced this over on Twitter, and let's jump into the Twitter page and show you guys. Yep, Claudia on September 15th alongside with the new update, which is the artificial island, outer island. So we're gonna have the new area alongside with Claudia, which is just as predicted. Now before we watch the trailer, what do you have to say about this? Ro? Huh? Ro? I bet Cobalt is the next character, not Claudia. She will build the ship to get to the island. Oh yeah, Ro? Oh yeah, Ro? I want to see you comment on this video and let me know you're wrong. Alright, with that being said, we roll out of the way, let's talk about the trailer. Alright, so this is so hype.
I wake up here.
English voice acting, wow.
This dream has no starting point and has no end.
I wonder what's the story like for her. They never really like
It's an eternal cage.
released
Every
like the
time
past
I
history.
I
think
step
Claudia
closer
does
to
have
the
her own story,
darkness.
so that's going to be interesting. So far we only have Meryl and Samer, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, what happened to the arrow right there? It just disappeared. I like the trailer so far, it's very cool. They didn't zoom in on her boobs or anything like that, so I'm glad they didn't. Alright, it's just showing her strengths. She is so flashy. The thing is, she is so similar to Freak in the weapon style, right? The only main difference is going to be the element.
Once again. The very last
Wait, what happened? Did she got shot right there? I guess we'll have to play through the story to know more about this, particularly. Alright. Very cool. Okay, so as you can see, Claudia, of course, is going to be the next featured character. I'm really excited for that for sure. But let's talk about investment-wise. Let's talk about team building later. We're gonna talk about, like, first things first. Should you pull for Claudia? Alright, Claudia's best partner in crime is going to be Shiro. Alright, if you guys are not aware, Claudia in the global server, she should have the physical resonance unless they completely remove that. But based on hints and stuff, Claudia most likely will be having physical resonance. So unfortunately, there's no other character that's physical except for Shiro right now in global. Alright, so one thing that you guys need to keep in mind, Claudia in global is going to be way different than Claudia in CN server. Now why is that? Because in CN server, there's this huge giant muscular dude that's really strong. His name is called Mark. Alright, this dude right here, this muscular dude, this guy is insane. He's really strong, he's really broken. But then Claudia don't really have a physical resonance in CN server as well, so that's one thing to consider. I believe in CN it was Lyra, that's the one with physical. So Claudia is much more used more like a support over in the CN server, right? Mark is like, most of the time this guy is going to be the one that's doing a bunch of damage from what I gather. But yeah, since we are playing on global server, just want to break the ice with you guys and just want to like let you guys know this so that you guys don't be upset later on. There's a very high chance that Mark would not make it to the global server because it's a CN. He is a collaboration unit. Usually collabs are a bit finicky. Usually the collab is signed with that particular region or that particular publisher of that region rather than the developer. So the publisher is the one that have the collab rights most of the time, and I do think that CN and Global have different publisher. I could be wrong right there, but again, it's always very complicated when it comes to things like this. Very high chance that Mark will not come to Global. So let's talk about Claudia, whether or not you should be pulling her as a free-to-play. So one thing to note about Claudia, if you are pulling for 0 stars, I don't think it's worth it. I honestly do not think it's worth it. At 0 star, she is decent, she does have the physical resonance. Alright, you can pair her with Shiro for sure. She has decent shatter and charge. I think most of the time you're gonna be using her for the charge. But Grievous again is something that's not unique to her. I believe Shiro has this as well. So Grievous is something that's a mechanic that's very unique in this game. I believe this is going to be quite strong moving forward because it makes the target takes extra 20% extra damage, which is kind of cool. In a team fight, having a physical damage dealer or physical team with you, it's going to be quite beneficial because all the other elements are able to deal the extra 20% damage, which is cool. Alright, it doesn't just strictly restrict it to physical only. But if you are pulling for Claudia, at least try to get her up to 1 star. So this is probably going to be her best asset going forward, the best budget option. If you want like minimum, has to be at least 1 star, because each time when the skill or discharge skill hits a target, a stack of damage boost is granted. So you just gotta hit a target with a skill or discharge, boom, you can increase the target damage taken by 8% for 25 seconds. And this stacks up to 3 times, which is insane. That means a total of 24%, right? Believe it or not, this I believe should be additive with the Grievous, which is another 20%. So that's going to be almost 40% extra damage boost easily. So if you're fighting a boss, if somebody in your party or somebody in your team has a Claudia team, that's going to help you significantly. Either this can apply in, you know, all those co-op contents like Void Reefs, Frontier Clash Heart. That's going to be very, very beneficial. I think that's going to help you immensely. So the thing is, I'm not sure. It sounds really insane because at 3 stars, hitting a target with skill discharge applies a stack of war wounds to the target. And this increase incoming physical damage and shatter effects from physical and elemental weapons. So incoming physical damage, it boosts incoming physical damage, but shatter effects is boosted from physical and elemental, taken by the target by 10% for 15 seconds. So this is also not bad, alright? It's able to boost, like you can see the amount of support that she provides. She boosts the damage, she increases damage taken for, towards the enemies or bosses depending, right? She can also help boost everybody shatters effects from both physical and elemental by 10%, which I think is pretty insane, alright? Not many characters have that ability right now. And at 5 stars, it boosts even more damage. Hitting targets with skill or discharge skill grants skill damage boost, which increases all weapon skill damage by 20%. Okay, this is nothing to do with increase the damage dealt. This one just increased weapon skill damage by 20%. But again, this is also cool, right? You can see the amount of support, like she does a lot, which is kind of insane. I feel like this is going to give her a lot of flexibility, similar to Tsubasa. She can fit in almost any comp. I do think this is going to make her as future-proof as Tsubasa, right? Hitting the same target no longer reduces the damage dealt for 6 stars. After using Gurren Blade or Discharge skill, applies 1 stack of War Wounds to all targets within 8 meters and gain another 1 stack of War Wounds. I think she's going to be future-proof. I'm not going to lie with you guys. If you guys have been investing in Tsubasa, Claudia might actually be a better Tsubasa. Again, I put the term might, it depends on the team, right? So let's talk about team. Let's talk about teams. How do you build like a physical teams right now in global? So by far the best option for you is going to be Claudia, Shiro, and then you can think of a shield breaker. I do think that Claudia, Shiro, depending on what Shiro you have, if your Shiro is 3 star, maybe you don't need a shield breaker, but I do think that you either want to have Meryl or King still. So Claudia, Shiro, Meryl, Claudia, Shiro, King, Claudia, Shiro, Huma. That's going to be like the most common teams that you see standardized around there until we have Lyra in the future. That's going to be the option for a lot of players. I'm not sure if you need heal, but if you need heal, Meryl is going to be the best option because at 1 star, Meryl is able to provide from this 1 star right here, increase shatter by 15% and restore 10% of HP after shattering the target's shield. I am a big Meryl fan. I do think, you know, Meryl can do a little bit of everything, right? But again, you might be, you know, you might not have the dedicated healer, but it depends on what contents you're trying to progress or fight. If you're going for like Bygone Phantasm teams, definitely that's going to be more than enough. You don't really need heals. If you have Meryl to shield break and then focus on the other two to do as much damage as you can, that's going to be more than enough. Do you guys plan to pull? If you do plan to pull, I would advise to at least get a 1 star. Alright, so you need at least 2 copies of Claudia so you get the best out of her. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, give this video a like. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.